Afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Sound of Music's first ever digital lunchtime masterclass series. My name is Heather, and I am the creative project leader at Sound of Music. For those of you who don't know us, Sound of Music is the national organisation that supports the creation and enjoyment of new music. This masterclass is part of an annual summer school which we have been running for about 10 years, and it's aimed at young people aged 14 to 18 who want to explore composing and creating their own music. Obviously, this year is a little different, so we've moved everything online and also decided to create some new opportunities to reach and hopefully inspire even more young people, those who might already be creating their own music, those who want to explore something new, and those who might never have tried before. Our masterclasses are aimed to provide all of those things and also introduce you to a creative industry expert who will give you a taster of how they approach creating music. Today, Sami Baha is going to talk for around 45 minutes, and in the masterclass, he'll focus on making hip hop beats and tracks using software FL Studio. At the end, we'll open the floor up to questions. You can ask a question at any time if you just use the Q&A button at the bar below, and you can upvote other people's questions if you find those interesting as well. We'll come to questions at the end, but feel free to ask questions throughout the session. But that's enough for me. I'm delighted to introduce you to Sami. Over to you.
Hi guys, this is Sami. I'm a music producer since like maybe 10 years, and I've been making tracks like for a really like amateur kind of view for a long time. Then like I'm from Turkey actually. I'm Turkish, and my productions were really getting like good attention from UK and Europe like 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago, and I started to like get into more professional production and did more decent stuff since like 5 years. But way back then, like everything was so like amateur and was really like kind of a fun thing for me. Like I was just having fun, and like I'm still having fun, but uh, I was just trying to have fun as much as possible while I'm doing whatever I want. So I think for new starters is the best way to like just having more fun rather than like just try to like make professional tracks or something, because otherwise like you kind of find yourself in a weird position. um, yeah, like I'm kind of producing hip hop R&B these days, but way back then I used to produce lots of lots of stuff like electro clash, rock, sludge metal, pop. Like I try to make everything, but end of the day you find your way, you find your line, and you just get more professional on it. So yeah, um, this is the first time ever I'm doing this kind of a thing, so I'm pretty excited, and I hope you guys gonna get some like nice look for me, and yeah, it's gonna be great. I wanna uh, share my screen now and make a little start. Yeah. So the production software I use is Fruity Loops, as everyone knows. Uh, like I started with Fruity Loops, and then I tried like different programs such as Ableton, Cubase, Reason, and that kind of stuff. But to be honest, like from hip hop production perspective, I think like for me the best solution was Fruity Loops because it based on drums, like drum programming, and it's very easy to make it like decent stuff. So uh, since I start, I always use FL Studio because I don't record instruments usually. So the best way it's just was for me is Fruity Loops, you know. I'm just gonna like open some random project right now, and I'm just gonna show you the layout as it is, you know. So I don't know you guys like how much have a knowledge about Fruity Loops, but uh, like I'm just gonna make an introduction quickly. So this is the pattern window. This is the window I put the sounds. There are some different types of sounds, which is some drum sounds, and some melodies, like some synths. Um, I use some like old Yamaha and like old Korg sound fonts, which is they're very nice to hear because they're really like old-fashioned. You know, like when you hear them, it's like you're hearing from 90s or something. So it's kind of giving a really nice like nostalgic sound to you. And like I use VSTs too, but I mean this is my kind of production. So for example, let me show you one. Like yeah, like this project is actually on my album, like Free for All, but this is the way earlier version of the song. So maybe if you guys ever hear my Gambit song, this is the first version of the song, and yeah, like sounds like this. So this is very like sounding old-fashioned, and I really like that because like I don't like really like bright sounds, you know. It should be a little bit like crunchy, or like it should be a little bit dirty for me, because it makes a better production. Like it sounds better, I think. Like my composing style is a bit weird, as you see, because I don't color them, or like I don't make like, oh, this is the drums, this should be a drum line, this should be like a melody line, this should be a whatever line. So this is a bit complex, but on the later stages I just make them more like, I just put them in order. But as you see for the first site, like there is no order at all. I just listen, like I just make a little loop, listen, and just put whatever I want on it, you know. It's more primitive kind of start for me. So let, let me show you the full demo so we can hear idea. As you see, like on the downside of the window, there are some like deleted sounds, deleted layers. I do that every time. Like I just play them over and over and over. Then if I don't want something, I just delete them, you know. And I basically, I mostly product like A and B kind of style, like A melody, A drum, then like 16 bars, then another 16 bars is like another melody, or just the same melody with different tone. For example, like this. Like this is the B melody of the song. It's slightly different, but I guess it's same. Like this is more like verse, and this is more like a bridge. So this is really a simple demo, and when I just sent this to my record label owner, Mike Paradinas, and he was like, "Oh, like we should definitely finish this song and put to the album." And I was like, "So what can I do with this demo? It's just 1 minute. It's not going nowhere. Like how I'm gonna finish it?" And like when you do this kind of beats, there is no finish line. Like you should pick the finish line and be like, "Okay, this is finished." So. I try to like make it slightly slower and slightly like more like longer, you know, because it's like just a minute. So I was like, it should be like 2 minutes at least. So let me show you the finished version of it. Maybe you guys know already, but I'm just gonna show it to you. Yeah, this one. It's similar BPM, similar vibe, but as you can hear, there is a different melody comes in because it should be like another kind of line. So I just put one more layer, just melody layer. Yeah, after like 2 minutes, the first part of the song comes in and take another like 16 bars or something, then it finishes. Because it should be like, I was like, this should be like 2:13 or something. So I think it makes sense. Yeah, and let me show you some vocal production I've made. You guys would know the Discreet song with Dimzy. I was a big fan of Dimzy, by the way, and Mike Paradinas was like, I think we should reach him out, and I was like, what? Like we should definitely reach him out, and yeah, I just sent this. I sent 2 demos to him, and one was like, oh, like he was like, I couldn't rap on this. This is too complex, and I was like, oh, I should make like more like repetitive one, just to like make him rap, you know, because like as a producer, like you always consider the collaborator you work, like you should maybe like try to rap and see how it goes, because when you make production, and you don't think like how is it gonna sound when the vocal comes. And I basically like rap everything I made. Like I just made a beat, then I try to rap in my native language, or either like I freestyle in English and stuff, just to see like if I can or not, you know. Because if I can't, no rapper can do it. Because I made this, you know. So yeah. Oh, actually, let me show you the first demo of this song. Then I'm gonna come to the finished one. You know, I think it's gonna be a more better look. So I think this one was the first demo I made. This should be. Let me check. No, not this one. Not this one. Sorry. This person, yeah. This person demo was the first one I made, and this song is like 2 years old. You know, like I made this song 2 years before even released. Then like 1.5 years, this song was just on my computer until we sent to Dimsy. So. This is the second demo I made, like maybe after a year later, you know. Before we pitched the song to Dimsy, I was trying to like make like a vocal version of it, like just, you know, like I'm sure you guys do it. Just download an acapella from YouTube or something and put to your beat and just see how it sounds, okay? And I just found this like future acapella and put to the song and make a different kind of edit. Like it wasn't like a proper try. It was just like another edit of the song. But I think it gave me an idea about like if the vocal comes to this song, how it should be evolve, you know. So. Painted through the house of sister pissed neighbors down. I wanna live my dream through the house of we get the I wanna live painted through the house of we get the begging on the sister neighbors. We get the begging on the walls, sister pissed neighbors through the house so I can breathe what you got you like this is like a random try. Anyway, this was like 3 different versions, and after we come to the end, this became the latest version of the song. Like this was a really long process. Like this song's vocal wasn't really like fit to the beat, and I needed to change the drums and fit to the vocal, because when you make a production, like you should consider the vocal and drum fitting, you know, it should be fitting, otherwise like it sounds like nowhere, and uh, the space is really the point, I guess.
It's midweek, I've been discreet. I've been counting keys, money, and smoking trees. I've got a family to feed, but I need me a brand new machine. New one, box of sweets, that's grief in the streets, but I hate that I'm known by police. I hate it, man. It's midweek, I've been discreet. I've been counting keys, money, and smoking trees. I've got a family to feed, but I need me a brand new machine. With a box of sweets, that's grief in the streets, but I hate that I'm known by police. It's peak. First of all, I get bands, but I'll slide on you anytime for free. Right with a clip on the side, that's gorgeous. 6 gang got waps on fleek, big ones, waps. When you step correct with them waps, it's grief. Main road, estate, back streets. Jump out gang, we run these streets. Life in the slums, money and waps, traps and packs. 9-8 sweet, I got hella drillers, but I'll drill on you. Drill make you hold some good sweets. Maybe slow down, take 2 of my weed. It's midweek, I've been discreet. I've been counting keys, money, and smoking trees. I've got a family to feed, but I need me a brand new machine. New one, box of sweets, that's grief in the streets, but I hate that I'm known by police. I hate it, man.
So this is not the latest version of the song anyway. So there was another hook, but basically this is what I made. Let me show you the drums quickly. The drums was way more detailed and way more complex, but like when I hear the hook and stuff, I was like, it's midweek, I've been discreet. I was like, I should maybe do it like more basic drums, like such as like this, like more like a simple snare and kick, and just like rolling hi-hats, you know. Like, where is the hi-hats? That's the question. Ah, here it is. You know, it's like a layer of hi-hats and slightly snares. Let me play without the melodies, maybe you should hear it more clearly.
It's midweek, I've been discreet. I've been counting keys, money, and smoking trees. I've got a family to feed, but I need me a brand new machine. New one, box of sweets, that's grief in the streets, but I hate that I'm known by police. I hate it, man.
You know, it's like it fits with the vocal, so it doesn't sound like weird, or like it doesn't sound like the vocal comes from nowhere, or like you mash up it, you know. So and when I as you see, like I just use Nexus for the melody, for the basic melody. You shouldn't know this. VST is very like simple, and I think it's one of the best and easiest VSTs you can use. So for the bass part, let me show you the bass. These projects are a little bit complex, so it's sometimes hard to find like what I'm looking for. But on the mixing side, like this is not like that, of course. But uh, okay, yeah, I found the bass. Okay, so I put little bit distortion and like little bit sine chain to like so we can hear it, you know, and I'm not sure if it's that one or let me check.
It's McGee.
Yeah, so as you see, I use different patterns for the bass because what I do is basically, for example, I play this pattern 45. I tried on it, then I was like, I didn't like the second bar, you know. Then I deleted it and I open up another pattern and just write another one. I do this every time because I just want to see the options, and there's always a better option. It's like a endless ocean anyway, so you can just try forever. There's no end line anyway. Um, so I basically make my songs 2.5 to 3, something like that. Like it's up to you, you know. Like not all of us like make 3-minute songs, but for my production, it's like a quick intro, then a verse, then hook, verse, hook, and then you know, it's like basic. I just try to keep it basic, basically. um, yeah, and I like this kind of effects. For example, reverse crash. I use reverse crash all the time because it gives a really nice like fade, you know. Let me show you quickly. Sorry. Like as you see, there is like a stretching part, and I stretch the crash and make it slightly longer just to like fit the bar, and I use like a little bit effects on it to like flanger or like maybe phaser or something. So and as you see, I pitched up the crash all the way, and for example, let's reset that and see how it sounds. Yeah, it sounds more bright, but when I do this, it's more like when I pitched up, it's more easy sound, like easy listening for the fade. Like in this song, at least 2 or 3 different reverse crashes there because I just use them as a fade. So like different when the different parts of the song comes, I just put them and it's fine. Yeah, I specifically want to show you one project I made because this project was really a struggle for me. You would know the song "The Tugs" from my Free For All album. This song was like 2 different render I had from this song, and I lost the project file, and I was like, oh, like what I'm gonna do with it right now. I was so confused, like because I sent the demo to Mike, and he was like, we should definitely release this, and I was like, oh, like there's no project file, so how am I gonna release it, you know? And I used to have like 2 renders, and I tried to mix them in the project. They weren't like really low quality, but I just tried and make as much as I can basically. So there are two different renders, as you see. One is called TR and one is called çıktı. Çıktı is like a Turkish word. It's like render, basically. Render in Turkish. Anyway, yeah, let me play quickly. This is the first render I made for this song. Okay, this is the render I have. This was the first render, and the second render was this one. They are slightly same, but you would understand when the song hits, like when the drop comes, they're kind of different. Okay, this is the second one. As you hear, like second one is more like drops more harder, but the first one is like more like versey drop, you know? It's more like it drops more smooth. So I just basically meshed up these two renders, and as you see, it says like 130 ppm. It's not 130 bpm. It's just like 105 or something. So like my production style is a bit weird though. Like don't take it as a like it's very personal, you know. Like I just don't really care about like technical details. I focus on like what I hear first, then everything should be fine. Like this is my perspective. So I'm sure like if you do it like more properly and more in order, like it makes sense. But for me, I'm kind of lazy guy about details. Like I love getting lost in the details, but when it comes like proper details, I'm like I just want to hear some shit. Yeah. So as you hear, like the intro of the song, I used the first render because it's more like kind of smooth. But for the first drop, I used the second verse because it hits more harder and it's nice for a verse, like a beginning of a verse. So, and I used some like cutoff, just like more like a ocean effect, diving effect. Sorry. The reason I chopped up these like this because I didn't like the drum partition on the second render because it was too complex and I wanted someone to rap on it. So I was like, I should just change a little bit. But I like the snares and the hi-hats on the second one. So as you see, the beat drops here, like the bass and snare comes here. Then the second render comes and second render is different. It changes, come back again, changes, come back again. And I also have these two renders, and I was like, I should make a different part of the song, because it's like, if even if you do it A and B, A and B, it's getting more boring, you know. It's like like it's a bit monotone. So I was like, I should put another, like, maybe just slow it down and see how it sounds. And I remember I slowed it down maybe like I'm not sure, maybe double. And this has became kind of a different partition of the song. And as you know, like, DJ Nate is a really talented guy. He's actually like a footwork producer, and like he's an electronic music composer anyway. But he make a freestyle and sent back to me, and I was like this is amazing. Like, we should definitely turn this to a song. And we basically made it with the DJ Nate, the remaining part of the song. Then I rearrange it, and yeah, it turned out really nice. And basically, like, these two sketches was nothing else. And like, I think this is the magical sign, like the magical side of the music, because like, even if you have like a just a little noise or stretch or something, you can just do whatever you want. It's up to you end of the day. I think I don't have the vocal version of the song, but you should, yeah, you guys should check it out from Spotify or something. It's called Tux. Yeah, this is like, my production style is a little bit complex, but like, early stages of my production is like, was more melancholic and more like 2012 2013. I started to like really interested with trap and hip hop kind of sounds, and this was the first song. The Swan song was the first instrumental I made, and as you hear, like, you're gonna understand what I'm saying, you know. It's a very sad song though. The mixing is terrible, so anyway, this was like the first trap instrumental I made, and I think like I made a lot of stuff, but it never finished like for a long time. Then I made the chunk song, and this is the demo of the chunk song. So like this song was actually bring me to the industry. Before this song, like everything was too blur for me because I wouldn't know like where I'm standing in the industry, like if I'm like a trap producer or like I'm an electronic music producer. Like I was trying to tag myself, and I was really like lost about like how I'm gonna um, show myself to people, like what I am, you know. And when you're getting lost in this question, you just like this things go nowhere basically. Like you shouldn't be that person. Like I was that person, and I lost really time. So like I would say that like just don't care about anything. Like don't care about tagging yourself. Don't care about like nothing. This was the first demo of the Chunk song, so let me show you. It's just 40 seconds anyway. I didn't design this to make a trap song. I listened the OG Bobby Johnson track. You guys should know. OG Bobby Johnson, OG Bobby Johnson. I'm sure you guys hear that song. I was like, oh, I have this really nice melody, like dun 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 dun, dun. And I was like, this is the kind of same BPM with the OG Bobby Johnson song, so I should like write drums like OG Bobby Johnson song. So I basically write the similar drum to this melody, and this SP Chunk Kit demo comes out. Then I I try to finish it for like maybe a week or something, and it turns out the Chunk song. I always stand on the more like left field side of the hip hop, and I think I'm really glad of it. Like it's very personal thing, you know. For example, like chunk kind of songs like I have, it's really like it's meant to be like left field, you know. It's not basic. Like I'm not proud of it. Like oh, it's not basic. Like I'm not basic guy kind of thing. But um, like this is kind of my style, and like you always have to go through your style and find your way to like uh, make a good production. And yeah, like the second part of this song, I just stopped this song for saying something. The second part of this song wasn't exist, and I was like open up another project. I don't have that project right now. Like I lost the file. Anyway, like I lost 50% of my work because I mistakenly format my hard drive. Like I should have said this because like for most of the people it's like a nightmare, but for me it's like first it was a nightmare, but then I was like I accepted it. I was like okay, this is a new start for me. like everything starts again, so it will be fine. Like there's nothing to scare. And yeah, like the second part of this song was made on another project file, then converted it to the first project. So yeah, this was a long process, like 2 weeks of uh, try to like make the first part and the second part again like come together and stuff. Yeah, it's hard, but it's okay. Um, I I see some questions up over here, so I should just maybe check them out.
Yeah, I can. That's great timing, Sami.
Yeah,
That was really great. Thank you. It's really
no
interesting to hear.
problem.
It's really interesting to hear like how your tunes develop, like from their demo versions
Yeah,
and then to the kind of final finished
I hope.
product that's
I,
released.
I wish I would have more time because I have something like I have so much to share, so much to show. But yeah, uh, it's been great. Like it's like
Thanks.
this was really long. Like I was thinking about doing it for a long time, but I didn't have a platform, and I was too lazy like make like a Instagram live or something. So that's a great opportunity I get, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Emmy. I was just interested, maybe like you touched a little bit on like you've worked with some really big artists
Yeah,
and
yeah.
talked about that process of adapting and refining your demo to suit your collaborators like Dimsy and people like that.
Uh-huh.
But I wonder if like the process has ever been reversed for you. So like have you ever made a track but started the other way around, starting from like a vocal or like with
Hmm.
a particular like rapper or like artist in mind and
Hmm.
then kind of made and in like the kind of work that way round?
Uh, with the Egyptian rappers, uh, the song called Ahlel Mena, that song was kind of made like that. There was like there was still something, but it was really rough. Like it was just like a sample, like down now now now, like a really like Egyptian kind of traditional music sample. But there wasn't any like production, like there wasn't any drums or anything, and he would just come out with the melody like and it was like then he write the verse and everything. So it was kind of like that, but I never had a like a clean a cappella. Then I made the music over it. Like I'm sure it's more fun because you can do whatever you want. Like, uh, but yeah, I never done that. But I made like a kind of remixes. Like I made a SSA remix for Kingdom. So there was like a maybe should be an example. There was like a just a cappella and I made the beat over it.
Cool. Well, we've got quite a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
So we've got a question from Anthony who said, I think this was right at the beginning of the session. Anthony said, I really like it. So some good feedback there. When you post-produce your music, do you export stems from your MIDI regions and manipulate them further at a later stage?
Yeah, I do that sometimes because some like especially my old laptop was like the processor was really low, so I needed to like render them, and I needed to like just locate them. Like I needed to save them first because my Fruit Loops was crashing. because of like the low RAM or something. I'm not sure. I do that all the time basically. Like I render them, I speed up them, like slow it down, and like put some like weird effects, like such as like maybe you guys should know like gross beat and shit. Like it's really easy, like easy effects, but makes sense because it's not rocket science. It's just you know like as simple as it is. But I use it all the time.
Cool. I've got another question. Do you make your own bass?
Uh, I made that. Like I made, for example, from my album Free for All, there was a song called Pat Riot. The Pat Riot songs, it's like full guitar and bass on the song. And for example, I made the guitar tone from bass, like a proper trap bass. I put the trap bass on a effect plugin or something. Then I distort it until I hear like a really distorted like guitar tone. Then I play with the keyboard. Like I do that kind of stuff too, but I basically manipulate like the regular bass synths or like regular waves and see how it goes, you know. Yeah.
Cool. And we've got a couple more technical questions.
Hmm.
So, when you program your drums, do you use a MIDI keyboard or a Novation pad, or directly write your drum rhythm or pattern in Fruity Loop?
Hmm. Hmm. So like this is gonna be I think this is gonna sound weird, but I'm sometimes weird even my melodies on my keyboard, like laptop keyboard, and I basically use my mouse. Like if I want to like perform or like if I want to just like sit down and properly like just have fun or something, I use Novation. Uh, like I have a little Novation keyboard. I use that. Like it has pads and it has like the keyboard on it. But other than that, like when I produce, I just use FL and like because when I write with the FL, I can just chop them and I can give like weird effects, and especially for hi-hats and snares, especially for hi-hats, I can make like really weird hi-hat sections. So I always, rather than like playing my hand, I use my mouse and I listen. Like I just repeat it and listen it like until I found a really weird section. Um, but like it's up to you, you know. Like there is some great products, so you can just like for example, what was that like Contact? I really like Contact. I used for a long time, but it wasn't good for me as Fruit Loops. So I'm really FL side guys. Like my my relationship with FL is a bit like personal, so I always prefer FL in every way.
I've just realised, Sammy, you're still sharing your screen. So could you just unshare your screen just so
Yeah, yeah,
great, thank you.
yeah. No worries.
Okay, so we've got some other questions. This is a good question. When you finish producing your tracks, how
Mhm.
do you promote yourself and your music on social media and other streaming platforms?
Uh, I basically make a mailing list with my friends. Like I have some friends helping me out about this. They have like a good mailing list, like a big mailing list basically, and we send everybody as much as we can. You know, uh, like otherwise there are some like I a friend of mine told me that like on the other day there are some like other websites they are like it's called Submit Hub, I think. There are some like different options like that. You can just pitch your song, and like some magazines and stuff. They just listen it, and if they wanna press it or show it, they just write it down and stuff. But I basically use mailing list, and I send my songs to my DJ friends and my uh, producer friends just to like maybe they would play on the radio and stuff. And I'm making a radio since 2 years on Rinse FM, so this is a nice platform to show. And like I have a mail anyway on my pages, so if you guys have something like demos, sketches, just definitely send me out too, because I'm really open about like playing like even half tracks. Like it's not matters for me. Like if it sounds good, I just play on the radio. um, for example, like for promoting my songs, I use radio platforms too. So it's like mailing list, radio, and some magazines, uh, if I can. So it's basically these three ways. Yeah.
Cool. Got another question here. It says, how do you define your how do you think you define yourself within your music, and how do you do it? Um, Also, I've seen pictures of you with a lot more hair than now. What happened to it? It's probably quite an
um,
easy question to respond to the second part of that one.
yeah, right. um,
So yeah, the first bit is, how do you think you define yourself within your music, and how do you do it?
I don't know. It was really like uh, it was meant to be for me. Like when I was a kid, like 3, 4 years old, I was still singing. Um, like it's I always seen myself in a music industry in some ways. Like I knew it. Like I was gonna make some noise in every kind of way. Um, and like it was really primitive to like install the Fruity Loops and start it, because I used to rap, and I used to go freestyle parties and like battle rap with people and stuff. But like way back then, it was really hard to find some beats over the internet, because like everything was pricey and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna make my own beat and rap on it. And things started like that. But then I went to a battle rap party, and there was a rapper, and he was really really good, and he really knocked me out. Like I was like, I really respect you. Like I don't know what to do. I maybe like stop rapping it and start doing producing. So since that day, I'm really more like into producing rather than rapping. But that guy, after years, that guy got really famous in the Turkish scene and made really decent tracks. And I was like, you deserve it, bro. You know. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Sammy. I've just got one more question, just before we wrap up, and I just wondered where you've spoken a little bit about how you started out, but
Mhm.
wondered where you draw your inspiration from now, and are there any sort of artists or communities of artists that you're part of or connected with now,
Mhm.
that you'd like to share with everyone?
Uh, I'm not part of a yeah. I'm not part of any kind of crew group or something, but I'm kind of connected with everybody as I can, you know, because my music is not like a strict style. It's not strictly hip hop. It's not strictly electronic. It's not strictly club. So I have lots of friends from club scene. Lots of I have played in the lots of gigs on like very experimental and club scene, or like very like uh, mainstream kind of music too. So this is like a bigger picture for me. Like I don't see any kind of difference, because like the only difference I see, like being creative is like it's not like tagging yourself, as I say. So I just don't see any difference. Music is music, you know. So I'm kind of familiar with everybody, with rappers, with DJs, but I never see myself in a kind of a band or group or something, or like a collective. Yeah, I'm solo. I'm very solo-minded person. I really, really wanted to like be in a band or something, but that kind of never happened too. So, oh, sorry. I never kind of it never kind of happened. So this is still a thing for me. Like I really want to play in a band in one day. Yeah.
Wicked. Okay, thanks, Sami. Okay, so we're at time now. So I hope everyone enjoyed this masterclass as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm really thankful for you guys coming, and I really wanted to do it for a long time. So it's been a great work for me.
brilliant. Thanks, Sami. We would love everyone here. We'd love to know what you all thought and what you enjoyed most about this session. So, and how else
Mhm,
Sound of Music can support young composers and music creators. So,
mhm.
for everyone that's here, we'll be writing to you soon with a short online questionnaire. So keep a lookout for it. Um,
Amazing.
it would be great if everyone could spend just 5 minutes completing it, so we've got that information. If anyone would like more information about our events and educational opportunities or programs, you can head to our website, which is www.soundofmusic.org. And just before we sign off, I'd just like to say a special thank you to all of our funders. So I'll just list them here. It's the Cyril Graham Trust, Boris Karloff Charitable Foundation, Bliss Trust, Samuel Gardner Memorial Trust, Finzi Trust, Radcliffe Trust, Three Monkeys, Marcus Trust, the Estate of Margaret Engering, Doyley Cart Charitable Trust, and Arts Council England. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you, Sami.